We are now continuing in part 2 of Unit 4, the Services and Cloud Management, or SEAM, under ITAM Foundation certification course. In this, we begin with the processes under the SEAM. Has cloud become a buzzword? As we see here, 68% of IT professionals say employees' requests for cloud services have increased over the last 2 years, as per one of the reports mentioned here, which means more organizations demand cloud services without understanding both the pitfalls, challenges, and benefits in these solutions and the necessity of management processes and measurements. The processes of SEAM consist of 2 parts. First, the contract negotiations and signing. Second, the operational and practical activities after contract signing. The contract negotiations and signing is related to a prior analysis of the organization needs in terms of system performances, storage, agility, scalability, user rights, data movements, usability, support, training, contract management regulations, service agenda, and agreement terms and conditions, and so on. The second activity is about the operational and practical activities after the contract signing. This is the definition of the activities and also implementing them and measuring points needed both externally and internally, ensuring that the contractual terms were achieved and the SLAs are met. Also that internal compliance is ensured via ongoing processes, which means the second part is about defining and implementing all these, such as managing changing requirements, support, etc. What could be some of the tasks under contract negotiations and signing? It will include the definitions of terms and the service level agreement, and also the further subsequently the measurements of the delivered services against the SLA, ensuring that all legal regulations are followed, including license and compliance terms, alignment of the services and the organization needs in terms of storage, data protection, system capability, policies, and availability. The pre-analysis before signing the contract is an indispensable SEAM activity to ensure that all the needs of the organization are met in the contractual terms, such as inventory information needed, data movements, data ownership, possibility to define and change user rights, etc. Cloud services, as I mentioned earlier, often imply loss of control. In this contractual phase, you still have impact from the setup and the terms. Once the contract is signed, it is crucial that the internal processes in the organization are defined and complied with, including a clear definition of roles and responsibilities to ensure that the expected benefits from the cloud services are achieved. The operational best practices after contract signing. There are 3 types of tasks. We have a one-time task, routine tasks, and strategic tasks. The one-time task is about the internal workflow tasks related to what people are doing based on the definitions of roles and responsibilities, working with the contract governance. This is a one-time task to define those roles and responsibilities. Then we have the routine tasks in the cloud environment, such as monitoring of the SLAs, service availability, both external and internal, compliance management to be done, ensuring data connections and a high-level user interface. And then we have some strategic tasks, such as ongoing attention to required adjustments in the services as the organization's needs change. This approach relies on the existing internal ITAM practices. Warning systems and monitoring of availability and services are recommended. Example, a contract can set an email availability at 95%. These numbers should be documented by the service provider, but it is also advised to set up internal monitoring of the service in order to enable quick response in case of a IT failure. The SAM best practices are also required for SEAM, meaning the software asset management practices are also needed and need to be implemented on at least tier 1 maturity for software asset management, which will include asset identification, verification, and inventory management, and licensing compliance and conformance verification. Typically, a SEAM manager is also involved in budget planning, strategy planning, and contract negotiations to ensure alignment throughout the organizations. These contract negotiations need to be properly prepared. Therefore, the same contract negotiating process require a pre-analysis activity followed by the gap analysis.